I'm Haskell Jones. I graduated from Worldview 2023. So how it started, I went to the Worldview Academy a few years, and I always heard about Worldview Crux, and I didn't want to do it. It wasn't part of my plan. I kind of had my whole schooling planned out, and then my parents said, "Hey, have you considered this?" And I said, "Yes, I have. I don't really want to do it." And they said, "Well, you should think about it, pray about it, get back to us. If you say no, fair enough." And I didn't. I didn't think about it, didn't pray about it, went back to them, said, "No, not really for me. I had my schooling planned out." It happened a couple times, and then eventually I decided, okay, I'll think about it and pray about it. And after I did, I thought, it's not part of my plan, but it might be part of God's plan. And so I went, and I think it was a phenomenal experience. I think even though it added another year to my schooling, it was an invaluable experience to be a part of. The thinking and the friends were something that I would not have gathered any other way. I think it was not only the friends that I made there, but the way that we acquired the friends. It was through thinking about good literature. It was through thinking about problems that we might not think the same on, and coming to an understanding of each other, like an actual non-surface level understanding of each other, that those friendships then, it doesn't rely on common interests, really. It just relies on friendship and understanding each other, knowing how to talk to each other, and knowing how to love each other. So I think the way that friends were acquired through thinking. I think the thing that I took away most was not only the relationships, but the way of thinking through problems and thoughts that I haven't encountered before. I'm taking a class at Dordt University right now called HOST, History of Science and Technology, and being able to bring in the thought processes that I had at Worldview Crux and the way of reading literature has helped me formulate the proper questions to have a good discussion and to be able to dive deep into the books that we're reading. So I think how to read and how to think through reading is one of the biggest takeaways that I've had. Yeah. I'm going to Dordt University. I'm a junior, going for mechanical engineering. I thought about doing a theology minor, but that would put me at academic overload most semesters, and I don't think I can handle that. But it's going really well, starting to get into actual degree-specific classes, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm going to score, hopefully, an internship up in Washington for aerospace. I think so. And I think in two ways. One of them was the professors were genuinely interested in the subjects that they taught, and their extracurricular interests. So Mr. Pigors loves math, and so I would talk to him about math and different problems that we'd come up with, or not come up with, but had encountered. So it helps me stay a little bit in that mindset of logically thinking. And then two, especially being at Dordt University, which is a Christian university, most of the classes are try to be based in Christian worldview. And so it's not engineering, it's engineering from a Christian's perspective. And having that baseline from the worldview experience helped that mindset not be really a shift. It's just, it is the baseline of God, and you can build engineering off of that. And how do you approach that from a Christian perspective? From beginning to end, I would say really do think and pray and give up your worries to God on big decisions like the Crux, and take the time to genuinely think about what you're consuming. Think about the media, think about the books and the movies, and try to understand what's behind them instead of simply what's written. One is the spring break trip that we all did. It's coming off of all these classes, so there are all these thoughts that we're having, and it's been a little while since that we've been together, so we all have a large amount of respect and trust for each other, and I don't think we'd have been able to make it through those mountain passes, through blizzards, without that trust that we'd been building. So it was just a lot of stress that was only fun through the strong relationships we'd built. Yeah, very much so. I think more so than the expansion of my faith, it was more so putting the knowledge and the support for the structure of my faith. So it was understanding how to think about what I did just assume and provide that foundation to build off of, which has helped after the crux to be able to know that that what I believe is true and having the confidence to be able to defend that. I think if you're thinking about it, I would encourage you to continue thinking about it and praying about it and genuinely doing so. I think if it's God's plan, then it really is going to be one of the best years that you'll have, and you'll build relationships that aren't possible elsewhere.